Good morning, everyone. I have a sore throat. I think I have to dress up a little bit. I have to wear more clothes. It's not that I'm really cold, but yeah, I don't know. Also, the mist yesterday was tiring. Anyway, it's just before 8 o'clock. I've been awake for a little bit, but I don't want to leave too early today because it's going to be minus degrees up to 11 o'clock. Then it's going to be no degrees at all around 11, and 12 there will be a degree plus. I don't know. I'll see. I'll go and have breakfast and then we'll see what happens. Doesn't look very inviting, does it? It's, whoa, it's ice. Oh shit, look at Betty. I don't know. I'm not leaving in a while anyway. It needs to get a little bit warmer before I get out on the road. It's ice. I can't, you know, it would be dangerous. Right, so back to the room then. It's the 10th of December. I think that is when they hand out the Nobel Prizes in Stockholm. I think so. Anyway, I've been here for 2 nights. Yesterday I didn't do any filming because honestly there was nothing to film. I'm a little bit losing the motivation with this trip. And that's mainly because of the weather. And the weather in Amiens is now -1 degrees. It's misty, really misty, foggy. And at 12 we're supposed to have 1+ degree, but still a proper overcast. At 1 o'clock we should have 2 degrees. And the sun starts to peek out between the clouds. So I'm gonna check out from here at 12 and I'm gonna head out slowly. And I have decided to go a little bit southwest, even though the weather is supposed to get worse and I have to get back up north to Calais. But I have 2 weeks and I have a day's travel. So even if I'm gonna have to turn around in a week and go back, I can still do it, you know. It's even if I have to walk the bike up there. It's just that I don't want to be too far away from Calais if let's say there is like a snowstorm coming in and I can't, yeah. And I'm gonna see if I can find a hotel in that area before I leave, so that I can find a cheap accommodation and I don't have to look around when I get there or on the road. Normally I don't like pre-booking hotels and stuff. That's against my philosophy and nature. So now the ignition won't turn to start Betty up. The key won't turn to ignition. This is so annoying. What is wrong with you, girl? Why are you so stubborn? Okay, I have no idea what to do now. Alright, I just have to try to trick her into starting. But it's really annoying. Right, so she started. Might have been the steering lock. I just nicked the steering, the handlebar back and forth a couple of times. It popped out again, I don't know. But now she started, so let's go.
With Betty up and running, I was ready to ride. It was still foggy, and this, together with the actual air temperature plus the wind chill, made it feel like -30. It wasn't far, but man, did it feel like an unreasonable task to put on myself. I turned off for a cup of coffee and a warm-up, with about an hour and a half left to ride. I was about to lose motivation for this trip. I just wanted to go home. But, as per usual, after a cup of Java and warming up at the petrol station, I was ready to move on to Rouen and the pre-booked room at Comfort Hotel Alba. As soon as I was back on Betty, I felt more into it again. As I turned back out on the main road, I could see the bad weather ahead of me, and from that point, it was snowing most of the way. I realized that I had to make another stop. It was less than an hour since the last time, but I just had to warm up. I had now lost all interest in talking to the camera, and I seriously questioned my own sanity. Then again, life has to be lived, experienced and learned. You don't add anything to it by taking the easy way out. Someone once said, "You only have 2 lives, and the second one begins the exact moment you realize that you only have one." Riding into Rouen is an adventure in itself. Anyone who's been riding in a French town or city knows that the lion's part of the streets are one way. Garmin, on the other hand, does not. My GPS consistently tried to make me ride against traffic and or across pedestrian areas. I had to improvise quite a lot to navigate through this maze without getting into too much trouble with the law. Honestly, it felt like a game of Pac-Man.
Sorry? English?
English.
Huh?
Okay.
No? Okay. Out. I'm going to hotel. Bye.
This is the entirety of my room. It's, I would say, 2.5 meter times 2 meters. But it's worth it because of the view. Check this out. Gorgeous, huh? Very cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go out and explore this little pretty town. Actually it took me, it said 29 minutes on the GPS from the petrol station where I stopped last. And after 24 minutes I was, turning into town. And then for another half hour I was just trying to find a hotel, because of all the one-way streets, and the GPS says you can turn left here, but that's illegal, so I have to carry on and then take another left, and then all of a sudden be down in the marina, coming back up again, and then almost be on the way out of town again, and then around. Turns out that the hotel is on a pedestrian area, so I wasn't allowed to ride all the way up to the door. I did, but because otherwise I would still be spinning around out there. So yeah. So Betty is outside. She's on just next to the road, parked like. Anyway, what can we do? She's there, and I hope she'll be fine, and she probably will be. So yeah. I'm gonna go out and explore town, but first I'm gonna have something to eat because I have my packed lunch with me, and I'm gonna eat something, a sandwich, and then go out and have a look at the town.
There was a Christmas market going on around Cathédrale Notre Dame, and there was a merry-go-round for the kids and stands with all sorts of stuff. I'm not into Christmas and I have no love for traditions or customs. I think it's nothing but peer pressure from dead people. But I have to admit that it was somewhat nice to walk around in the midst of these festivities. Not for long though. I soon had enough and went back to the hotel. Thanks for joining me on this trip. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't, please share it with someone who might. If you want to get early access to all my videos, a bunch of my stickers, either join the channel or become a patron by following the link below. As soon as I was back on Betty, I feel